But like you said, remember, because sometimes I'm like, it seems like, you know, we should be much further along. But when you think about it, it really hasn't been that long to start with absolutely nothing. 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 Yeah. Not even like shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing. Yeah.
Because believe me, we was out here, and when we came to y'all, we had no shoes. I mean, our shoes had holes in them. There was, you know, the water was coming in. Oh, it was.
People used to give me their shoes. Yeah, somebody had to be shoes.
But that's where Helping Hands came in at. We were able to get an address, which allowed us to get a Social Security card, a birth certificate, assistance from social service, and that was a blessing. That was a big blessing.
I'm standing in front of St. Paul's Episcopal Church in Spring Valley, and this is where the idea for Helping Hands started. We had a few meetings to discuss homelessness in the county because homeless people were coming into the day laborers program here in the church and falling asleep during the daytime. It was a day program, and so the pastor had approached me, invited me to a meeting to discuss homelessness, and I met a man named Roy. He was living in the bushes back here in a tent that he shared with his girlfriend. He'd been living back there for 4.5 years. It was Roy who originally showed me around and introduced me to many of his homeless friends who were living all up and down Route 59 here behind businesses. When we first started reaching out to people on the streets in 2004, this little strip of land, which belongs to the Department of Transportation, was occupied by several groups of squatters. There were John and Mary, who lived in a lean-to down this way. Elias and Arthur lived in another lean-to, both two-room lean-tos that they had built up and been occupying for probably at least a decade, both couples. And then there was a Vietnam vet named Jeff who lived in what looked like a big dog house.
Our mission is to alleviate the plight of the homeless in Rockland County. But to do so, we've realized that that cannot be our only focus. We have to focus on helping the entire individual, servicing the entire person, not just that person's circumstance. We have a network of approximately 21 houses of worship that work with us. And these are all volunteers. No one gets paid. Not from the drivers to the cooks, everything is volunteer, which is a beautiful thing. I think we did a total of approximately 8,000 volunteer hours last year, our volunteer network, which is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing, and I applaud them every day. They're there day in, day out, bad weather, good weather. They're there to pick up our guests, they're there to cook for them and serve them and open their doors to them on a nightly basis, 7 nights a week, 481 nights, and it's a beautiful experience. My hope is that after an individual utilizes our services and has gone through our programs and has moved on with his or her life, that if life happens again and you lose your job or you're on the verge of losing your residence, or the place where you live, your first thought is not, I need to call Helping Hands in Yael. your first thought should be, I know how to do this. I can do this. I know what to do. I've acquired the tools to know how to move forward from this position. And that's my goal, to empower these individuals to be not just independent, but interdependent, to work with the community and agencies within the community to get the services they needed.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Pull that out. Thank you. Okay. The Helping Hands Safe Haven is an almost entirely volunteer effort. The volunteer screener meets our guests in Spring Valley, administers an alcohol test, and volunteer drivers transport our guests to one of the many communities of faith in our Safe Haven network. There, the homeless men and women are welcomed by volunteers who serve them a meal donated and prepared by volunteers. Volunteer chaperones stay through the night with our guests to ensure their safety and comfort.
Oh, careful, guys. That's all right. Nice try. Here you go, sir.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
So were you surprised the first time you did the
A
dinner
little
here?
bit. I didn't really know what to expect.
Yeah.
But it was very nice. Felt good to help.
Uh-huh.
Everybody was very grateful and nice.
Did you realize before this program came here that there were homeless in Rockland County?
Not so many. I
Yeah.
don't think I realized.
Yeah.
And my daughter, who's with her back too, we wanted to find something to do together.
Yeah.
And so this is what we do.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's tremendous.
Yeah, we didn't realize. It really opens your eyes to what goes on just in your own community that you don't know.
I'm from the Netherlands, from Holland.
From Holland, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, but
And-
I love to stay with the homeless. I was a nurse and I'm retired and I like to do what I'm doing. So Fridays I work in the breakfast program in Spring Valley.
Yeah.
And during the winter, usually sometimes 2 nights a week, I stay with the homeless.
Yeah.
And I love what I'm doing.
I always start with first, what are your job skills? Before I can say, let's get you housing, if they don't want to take the avenue of Department of Social Services and applying for temporary assistance, and they want to do it on their own, they want to pick themselves up without any assistance, I get it. So we have to start with getting you a job. My first question is, what have you done in the past, or what do you like to do? What do you see yourself doing? If they say, I was a day laborer, awesome. So let's get a resume together, and then I would refer them to job agencies. The one thing about this program I love is we don't do for them. We teach them to do for themselves.
We also shelter during the winter months for like 3 months, and I get people to cook and do overnight and do everything that we have to do in order to shelter them, which is the church loves the mission, and it's just all around a very worthwhile, satisfying thing. Many people say they get more out of it than the homeless do. There are many, many ways that people can help.
We need many volunteers, people to help us drive, cook a meal, serve our guests, or be a chaperone. We also depend on the generosity of those who share our belief that no one should be homeless. Financial donations gratefully accepted.